What's up, guys? Class is in session. So as you can see, I got the handy dandy whiteboard here. I'm going to go down and break down a couple steps for you guys that will help you out. The purpose of this is simple. Right now, we are 72 hours out from the Tough Mudder event. The Tough Mudder is meant to be fun, and it's meant to be a mental and physical challenge. That challenge should not entail the ability to not prepare properly. So I just wrote out some super basic things on a timeline, starting 48 hours out to 0 hour, because prep is not only where, if it's a competitive race, which this is not, but if you have a student who's a track athlete or somebody in college or high school who's a competitive athlete, prep is where you lose and it's where you win. For us, an improper prep can make life miserable during the challenge. So let's start on Friday, because tomorrow is Friday. All right. So the big things on Friday that we're going to cover: number one, begin cellular hydration. What I mean by that is simple. A lot of people have this idea: you drink water the day before. In order for water to absorb into your system, it takes a certain period of time. Everybody has a different physiology. I'm not going to go into that. But if you start 48 hours or 2 days ahead of time on true cellular hydration, you will be hydrated during the event. What we want to avoid is drinking water the night before, the day before, and all you're going to do is you're going to pee it all out. Okay, so just like I said yesterday in the little text thread, water is not enough. You need electrolytes. Electrolytes are what pull the water that's in our digestive system and in our circulatory system into the cells. So you need electrolytes. There's something called hyponatremia, which is like the cause for 99% of people passing out during workouts. It's because they drink too much water, they don't have food or salt or nutrients in their system to retain that water. So Pedialyte is great with that. 50-50 mix of Pedialyte and water. Don't just drink straight Pedialyte. It's very syrupy. It's not going to taste good. Or what you could always do is just add salt to every meal. Personal example, when I was going through Marine assessment and selection for special operations, we constantly added salt. We were adding salt to our water because we knew that we didn't want to be a heat casualty, so we wanted to have enough electrolytes. Okay, so number one, cellular hydration starts tomorrow. Okay, also tomorrow's when we start to taper things. Typically, we're going to taper down. What I mean by that is we're going to taper down or off of alcohol, because as much as that sucks, even if it's beer-based, like a Coors or like a Miller that's super watery, or a Schlitz, that's going to dehydrate you still. All right. Additionally, what we want to do is we want to increase or taper up our clean foods. What I mean by that is increase veggies and increase fruit. The reason being is because it's a cleaner burning energy. Bodies typically break it down easier. We're all people who work out and we eat relatively healthy, so our bodies will enjoy that. It would be a completely different story if we weren't used to that. Okay. Additionally, we're going to continue to exercise. So like I said, I will be at Q tomorrow. Having said that, you can see right here, we're going to taper down our effort. 75% or less of the normal effort that we give. Every Friday when I do Q, that's pretty much what I'm doing anyways. I'm sure you guys notice in there, right? Like my MEPs aren't getting super all crazy. That's more of active rest. But going in there, just keeping the body moving, increasing that blood flow is a really important aspect. But the biggest thing is you don't want to go hard because you don't want to risk injury. I have, believe it or not, like a week before an event that I got a bunch of people from out of state to do with me. I actually, what did I do? I herniated a disc in my back and they wanted to perform surgery. It was bad. Why? Because I didn't follow this rule of tapering down like an idiot. So be smarter than me. It's not that hard. So Friday, tomorrow, cellular hydration, begin to taper down or off of alcohol. Saturday, you definitely want to be off of that. Start eating healthy and then tapering down the exercise. All right, continue to exercise, get that blood flow going. The next bit, Saturday, all right, 24 hours out, continue cellular hydration. That is incredibly important. Hydration is not one of those things that you just get to and boom, hey, I'm done. No, your body needs to maintain that homeostasis. You need to continue to do that. You need to continue to drink water. You need to continue to take in salt, whether it's through electrolytes or Pedialytes, all right? The biggest thing at this point, you definitely need, this is where we're going hard on the water, all right? So a minimum throughout Saturday, drink 1/4 gallon of water. We're all very different. Everybody's a different sweater, right? We're going to be getting in and out of water on Sunday as well, but you still want to be hydrated, all right? So your goal on Saturday, minimum 3/4 gallon water, all right? Make sure that everything that you're drinking is water-based, all right? So what I mean by that is, yes, technically everything is water-based, right? Beers, water-based, Monsters are water-based, but you know what I mean. It's okay to have like lemonade and juice and whatnot, but we still want to be going hard after that water. As you can see right here, if you're a coffee drinker, coffee's okay. Just remember, we're tapering at this point, so maybe taper that down a little bit, because coffee, as we know, it is a diuretic, all right? The next bit, Saturday, this is where we begin our carbohydrate loading, all right? So carbo loads, yes, those are a thing, just maybe not to, when I was in high school, it was always like the night before. It doesn't really work that way. You need it about 24 hours ahead of time. So Saturday morning, have a big breakfast and a decent sized lunch, and then you start to taper into a small dinner, all right? So as you can see right here, I have something called an ultra pancake. So back this time last year, when I was training for an ultra marathon, my Saturdays were my super long runs, and like, I mean super long. I would go do like a 30-mile run on a Saturday. So on Friday, I needed to eat a ton, and I have pictures. I would eat like 8,000 calories on Friday morning of just this massive pancake that I made on a cookie sheet. I'll try to find the picture and send it to you guys. But the idea is you get enough calories in you 24 hours ahead of time. So Saturday, early in the day, get some carbohydrates in you. It's okay to have protein. The only thing about protein is it's incredibly hard to digest for the body. Because of that, it pulls more nutrients into our stomach. The meat sweats, believe it or not, there's a scientific term for that. It's called the thermogenic effect of food. So in other words, have something that's easy to digest. Don't go out and eat a big steak and egg breakfast. Carbs are your friend. Hash browns, pancakes, a little bit of eggs, that's cool, all right? Then the next part, moderate and casual stretching, okay? Moderate and casual stretching. You don't want to be getting all crazy. Don't go intense. The purpose of it is we want to increase our blood flow to all of our body. Stretching allows more blood because we're stretching our muscles. So the pump, sometimes that guys chase in the gym, they stretch in between sets because it allows more blood, which allows more nutrients, which allows for a quicker recovery. So, and it also allows for more stored nutrients in the system as well. So you want to have moderate stretching with the idea of increased blood flow. How do you do that? Simple. Stretch and hold each stretch for 60 seconds, right? So if you're stretching your quad or whatever, don't just sit there like, oh, 30 seconds. Okay, nope, 60 seconds each time. Do each muscle group 2 or 3 times. Just do it throughout the day. The biggest thing though, guys, is listen to your body. You can get incredibly sore from stretching, especially if you're not used to it. So listen to your body. Everybody's body is different. So listen, if you're stretching, you're like, oh man, that one kind of hurt. Take it easy. Because again, you don't want to risk injury. You don't want to get sore. So at this point, Friday through Saturday, we should be super hydrated. We should also have cut out alcohol by this point as well. We should also have increased our blood flow and increased our carbohydrate load through carbohydrate loading and stretching. Maybe if you want to go out for a nice casual exercise, that's up to you. And then we come to Sunday, 0 hour, where boom, all right, it's game time. What does that look like? We want our bodies ready. Have you ever heard of people, maybe you've done it yourself, where you went to queue and you drank a bunch of water just before and you're running and you could hear the water sloshing in your stomach? Or maybe you ate a big meal and you're kind of sleepy and lethargic? Yeah, here are some things to avoid it. So number 1, continue cellular hydration. That's even super important throughout the race. I don't know if you guys saw, but there's some water hydration points out there, which is an important thing. Especially, I am going to be carrying some beer on me, so you better make damn sure if you want some of that beer that you're cellularly hydrated, all right? So yes, continue it. You will have done it for 3 days at this point. You're going to pee a lot, okay? You will pee a lot. That's okay. The next bit, breakfast. Everybody's like, what should I eat for breakfast? Something that's water soluble. What does that mean? Ask yourself this question. If I were to put this in water, how quickly will it dissolve? The quicker that it dissolves, the more water soluble it is. Which means in our stomachs, it's going to break down quickly and easily and get insulin and energy to our blood flow or to our circulatory system more quickly. And that's what we want. So things that I like to eat before I used to do craziness, I really liked oatmeal. Really liked oatmeal, especially with the little dinosaur eggs. Those are always fun. I really like fruit. Vegetables, fiber, no, that's bad. But fruit, I really liked fruit a lot. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's it. I'm the type of guy where I could eat the same thing for 2 weeks. Ask Elise, she hates it. The next part, it's going to confuse some of you. And it's only applicable if you've been hydrating properly. Caffeine is your friend. I'm not going to get into the science of it. But just know this. Olympic endurance athletes, the day of the race, are caffeine fiends. If you have questions, you could either look it up yourself. And this is, by the way, coming from the lead exercise scientists for the men's Olympic triathlon teams. So, caffeine is your friend. Just, like 200 milligrams a couple hours before. It's a vasodilator. It expands your blood flow and whatnot. And with the type of exercise we're doing, it's okay. Not something I would recommend before Q, but with the type of event we're going to be doing where it's, hey, we need some endurance. We're not going to be going super hard, right? We're going to maybe walk or maybe a light jog for a half mile or a quarter mile to the next obstacle, and then we're going to wait in line. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos about that. But at this point, it's okay to have some caffeine. Things that I did, dark chocolate. I was a big fan of dark chocolate. Because there's some natural caffeine in that, and like the darker the better. 95% cocoa, ooh, that's my jam. And coffee. Coffee was good. Now what do I do? I mean, hey, at the event, you'll see they're going to be giving out free energy drinks of Rain. Those have caffeine in them, 200 milligrams, I believe. So caffeine is okay to take, all right? So the biggest thing, guys, at that point, we're now ready. Maybe you're drinking your caffeine on the drive out there, but we're ready. We're properly hydrated. We've tapered down off of our bad habits. We have continued to exercise, but tapered down to increase blood flow. Saturday, we're starting to eat big breakfasts, big lunches, and at that time, really Saturday afternoon, we start to taper down because we don't want all that blood going to our stomach. I have written over here, food that's water soluble. You eat a big meal, you kind of get sleepy. I call it the itis. You're like, oh man, I'm kind of sleepy. It's because all the blood's rushing to your gut to try to digest it. Something water soluble, all right, for Saturday night, but especially for Sunday. But the biggest thing though, guys, is I know some people are probably nervous about this, which is okay. I'm not going to tell you how you should or shouldn't feel. Just know this. I only have 2 expectations for me and for Elise. Fun. This is going to be so much fun. Guys, I'm bringing a GoPro. It's going to be so much fun, not just because we're doing it, we're doing it with a group of people that we know. I'm super excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's not forget about that. We're going to do this to have fun. I don't know about you. I'm not going out there trying to win like the Tough Mudder Championship. I'm literally going out there to have a ton of fun. All right? The next bit is purposeful struggle. All right, and I'll give like a little pre-game speech on it when we get there. But the biggest thing, guys, is, right, like, and some of you who took my classes, I always spoke about, Sergeant Mike always spoke about this. What I love most about exercise is you can challenge yourself mentally and physically. And you could struggle, but in a purposeful manner. Conflict or struggle is the ultimate catalyst for change and for growth. So in other words, what I expect is that at the end of this weekend, for every single person to say, for every single one of you to say, and this is why I was like, no, let's do the 10, let's do the 10. It's for every single one of you to say, wow, I can't believe that I just did that. And I think it's really cool that not only is my body capable of it, but so is my mentality. And I think a lot of you guys are really going to go out there and really impress yourselves. So that's the 2 things that I want out of this. take from this whatever you want. I posted this to help people out. But yeah, hopefully I'll see some of you Q tomorrow morning, 9:45. All right.